The Sunday school lesson for September the 10th, 2023 is Rahab and the Spies. Joshua chapter 2, verses 3 through 9, verses 15 through 16, and verses 22 through 24. Welcome, viewers and subscribers, to my channel, The Backstory. I am Audrey. If you are new here, please notice the agenda. I will share the backstory, read the lesson text, and offer a brief lesson summary. The story of Rahab and the Spies, Joshua chapter 2, verses 1 through 24, is told in its entirety. Notice that the backstory is interwoven into the scriptures for today's lesson. Let's begin. Rahab and the Spies, Joshua chapter 2, verses 3 through 9, verses 15 through 16, verses 22 through 24. Time, 1405 BC. Places, Jericho, mountains of Canaan, Shittim. Golden text. Truly the Lord hath delivered into our hands all the land, for even all the inhabitants of the country do faint because of us. Joshua chapter 2, verse 24. Joshua chapter 2, verse 1. Then Joshua, son of Nun, secretly sent 2 spies from Shittim. Go, look over the land, he said, especially Jericho. So they went and entered the house of a prostitute named Rahab and stayed there. Joshua 2 and 2. The king of Jericho was told, "Look, some of the Israelites have come here tonight to spy out the land." Verse 3. And the king of Jericho sent unto Rahab, saying, Bring forth the men that are come to thee, which are entered into thine house, for they be come to search out all the country. Verse 4. And the woman took the 2 men and hid them, and said thus, There came men unto me, but I wist not whence they were. Verse 5. And it came to pass about the time of shutting of the gate, when it was dark, that the men went out. Whither the men went I wot not. Pursue after them quickly, for ye shall overtake them. Verse 6. But she had brought them up to the roof of the house, and hid them with the stalks of flax, which she had laid in order upon the roof. Verse 7. And the men pursued after them the way to Jordan unto the fords, and as soon as they which pursued after them were gone out, they shut the gate. Verse 8. And before they were laid down, she came up unto them upon the roof. Verse 9. And she said unto the men, I know that the Lord hath given you the land, and that your terror is fallen upon us, and that all the inhabitants of the land faint because of you. Joshua chapter 2, verses 10 through 14. We have heard how the Lord dried up the water of the Red Sea for you when you came out of Egypt, and what you did to Sihon and Og, the 2 kings of the Amorites east of the Jordan, whom you completely destroyed. When we heard of it, our hearts melted in fear, and everyone's courage failed because of you. For the Lord your God is God in heaven above and on the earth below. Now then, please swear to me by the Lord that you will show kindness to my family, because I have shown kindness to you. Give me a sure sign that you will spare the lives of my father and mother, my brothers and sisters, and all who belong to them, and that you will save us from death. Our lives for your lives, the men assured her. If you don't tell what we are doing, we will treat you kindly and faithfully when the Lord gives us the land. Verse 15. Then she let them down by a cord through the window, for her house was upon the town wall, and she dwelt upon the wall. Verse 16. And she said unto them, Get you to the mountain, lest the pursuers meet you, and hide yourselves there 3 days, until the pursuers be returned, and afterward may ye go your way. Joshua 2, verses 17 through 21. Now the men had said to her, This oath you made us swear will not be binding on us, unless when we enter the land you have tied this scarlet cord in the window through which you let us down, and unless you have brought your father and mother, your brothers, and all your family into your house. If any of them go outside your house into the street, their blood will be on their own heads. We will not be responsible. As for those who are in the house with you, their blood will be on our head if a hand is laid on them. But if you tell what we are doing, we will be released from the oath you made us swear. Agreed, she replied. Let it be as you say. So she sent them away, and they departed, and she tied the scarlet cord in the window. Verse 22. And they went and came unto the mountain, and abode there 3 days, until the pursuers were returned. And the pursuers sought them throughout all the way, but found them not. Verse 23. So the 2 men returned, and descended from the mountain, and passed over, and came to Joshua the son of Nun, and told him all things that befell them. Verse 24. And they said unto Joshua, Truly the Lord hath delivered into our hands all the land, for even all the inhabitants of the country do faint because of us. The previous passage is self-explanatory. However, I would like to add a bit of commentary. Rahab knew about the great things that the Israelites had achieved by God's help. Her analysis was that the God of Israel is also the God of heaven above and earth below. She wanted to be aligned with him. It was this statement of faith and her actions before and after it that earned her mention in Hebrews chapter 11, verse 31. Rahab's faith motivated her to action. Her request rested on what she had done for the spies, on the oath that she wanted the spies to swear, and on her receiving something that would serve as a reminder and proof of the covenant. The spies demanded that a scarlet cord be used to mark Rahab's house for protection. Some people may think that this was the same cord she used to help the spies descend the wall in verse 15. The words are entirely different, however, so it may rather be that the spies gave Rahab a scarlet cord to mark the window. This would be in keeping with her request for a sure sign in verse 12. All those being in Rahab's house are covered by this oath. Any one of her family who is in the street when the invasion happens will be liable to death, with no guilt imputed to the Israelites. Rahab gave her consent and then tied the token of the spies' oath in her window. The spies survived their time in hiding and then crossed the Jordan in order to reach Joshua. Their report quoted Rahab's assessment that the people of Jericho were melting in fear because of the Israelites, verse 9. Their report contrasts sharply with the majority report of the spies in Numbers 13, verses 25 through 33. Thank you so much for watching. Join me soon for the next backstory. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, and share this video. May God bless.